Welcome to the College Football Bros. I'm Michael Newman.
And I'm Ryan Newman.
We are to question 8 in our 2021 college football preview series. The next 7 questions will be about the Pac-12. And we start with my alma mater today, USC.
What are the chances?
What are the odds? We're first.
What are the odds? Yeah.
Well, we'll see if we finish first in the Pac-12. I don't know if we're expecting that, but let us know your thoughts on the Trojans in this upcoming season in the comments on YouTube. But Ryan, what's our question for today?
The question is, will USC head coach Clay Helton survive 2021?
All right, so we will directly answer that question later in the episode, but let's take a journey. Let's take a journey and talk about USC on the way. So Kedon Slovis was, as far as the offense, he of course is back at quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He was probably still the best quarterback in the Pac-12 last year, but simultaneously had a sophomore slump. Could have been a nagging elbow injury, offensive line issues. There's some excuses, but wasn't as good last year. I'm not worried about him though. We've seen him be great. I know he's capable. The skill talent, very good as always. Drake London, great receiver, one of the best in the conference. Plenty of young guys, Brew McCoy, Gary Bryant. Got a couple good transfers coming in, so receivers are set. What's that?
Katie Nixon.
Taj Washington from Memphis had 700 yards as a freshman, so he'll be there. Running back core, Keontae Ingram transferred in from Texas. Still got Vivai Malapai.
Stephen Carr, right?
I think he transferred to Indiana.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. My bad.
But we've got the only concern is the offensive line. And it was bad last year, and they lost a first-round pick at left tackle. So I think the offensive line is what's going to hold back this offense from, maybe it'll just be good or hopefully, for my sake, very good. But I don't think it'll be great.
Yeah, that makes sense about the offensive line. I mean, we all know that everywhere else they're fine. They're good at quarterback, good at receiver, good at running back. They're fine everywhere, but it always comes down to the O-line. They do return the 4 other starters outside of Elijah Vera Tucker. They weren't great, but they could take a massive leap to make up for the fact that they do lose that Elijah Vera Tucker. So I do think it'll be good offense. It won't be the best in the conference, but it will be good. So is it going to be great? I don't know. I mean, we'll see what Graham Harrell can do. But I like you said, I'm just not buying it being the elite type offense that maybe if they had a decent O-line, they could pull off.
They need to get some more from the running game. I don't know if that's a scheme thing that Graham Harrell needs to adjust to. But it was, the running game was not good. There were
It's not like the running back's fault. They got quality backs. It was
there's talent at running back. It's a scheme and O-line thing.
Yep.
All right. Well, how about the defense?
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent defense last year, and it'll probably be relatively about the same this year. Maybe they could be a touch better, but they do lose their best player, Talanoa Hufanga, a safety who was kind of all over the field for him last year. Big wild card coming into this year, though, is the 5-star true freshman defensive lineman, Korey Foreman, coming in.
Number one recruit in the country.
Number one recruit in the country, stud. So if he can make an impact right away, that will make a huge, huge difference because that'll kind of take some of the pressure off of Drake Jackson, who, is kind of the edge rusher. So he's a high-quality all-conference type player as well. So if you get 2 guys like that can threaten the pass rush, that could really help out this defense quite a bit. And with Todd Orlando being the second year in defensive coordinator there, last year they forced some more turnovers than they did prior. So maybe with those 2 pass rushers, they do that again this year and maybe even a little bit better. So I don't know if they're going to put up great as far as, statistical, but if they can generate some turnovers again and maybe a little bit better, I could see them being a little bit better than last year.
Yeah, I mean, last year they took a jump forward from what they had been under Clancy Pendergast. So, yeah, I think Todd Orlando as defensive coordinator is a major upgrade for USC. So I have some faith in him. Other losses that you didn't bring up, Marlon Tuipulotu on the defensive line, Elijah Griffin at corner. Like there are some significant losses, but I think just another year with Orlando, and adding Korey Foreman, like you said, got some quality transfers from Texas and Alabama. So I think the defense should be fine.
Yep,
But
I'm with you.
It's not the side of the ball that you're counting on to really anchor the team. That's the offense.
Yep, exactly.
All right. So how many wins is it going to take for Clay Helton to save his job?
Yeah, that's tough because it's sometimes it always depends on how it might look. A 9-win season might look good or it might look kind of bad. But I'm gonna go with 9, especially since they kind of have an easier road. We'll talk about the schedule here in a second. But I'm gonna say 9. 8 would just not look good. I mean, it just with the talent that they have, it just seems like they should really do a lot better than 8. So I'll say 9.
I agree. I think that Clay Helton's buyout has been maybe saved him once or twice here, but now after this season, there's going to be 2 years left on the contract. So I know COVID has made the budget situation difficult, but you would think that if he doesn't perform this year, that the buyout is not going to save him.
Yeah, if you only got 2 more years left, that's like 0 in college football talk. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree. I think 9-3 is the number. I think he's likely safe there, unless it's a really bad 3. Then it is 3 losses. Then it's
you get
possible.
blown out by Notre Dame and whoever. But
right. If you're just not even close. 8-4 though, I think would get him fired. But okay, well, let's get to that schedule. You mentioned it's a favorable schedule. What do you see?
Yeah, so the reason why it is because they avoid UW and Oregon from the north. So the two seems like clear-cut teams from the north. They don't play them, so couldn't have asked for a much better setup there if you're Clay Helton. They do get Utah and UCLA at home from the south. It's 2 other kind of contenders in that division. They do go to ASU, and so ASU could. That'll be a tough game. That game might decide the South. It seems like they're the 2 favorites at this point, but it's wide open, to be honest, that division. So, and then the non-conference, they of course have Notre Dame. They're going to Notre Dame, and then they have San Jose State and BYU. Now, they're both at home. San Jose State to open the season, BYU to close the season. But San Jose State, I mean, they're like 17-point favorites or so, and latest numbers are like they should win, but. That would be a bad loss if they lose.
It's trickier than you would like. Like when you schedule San Jose State, you think you're scheduling a gimme, not the defending Mountain West champs who bring everybody back.
San Jose State team maybe we've ever seen.
It's not ideal.
No.
So there's not a lot of like gimmies on the schedule.
0.
But at the same time, there is no sure loss, not even close.
Oh no. Yeah, there isn't a gimme. Like you might think like Arizona, but they almost lost Arizona last year. So
that's a good point. Yeah,
so,
very true.
Not buying it yet.
It's at the same time, it's not a crazy easy schedule, but it is pretty favorable.
Yes.
Okay, so let's answer the question. We've been dilly-dallying here. Will Clay Helton survive 2021?
I'm going to say yes. I think he does. I'm sorry, Michael. I don't know.
Well, let me get to that.
I think they're going to go 9-3.
So Clay Helton can be successful. Like we've seen it at he had 2 pretty solid years to start out his tenure, and at times he has recruited extremely well. Of course, he had a couple years there that were bad, which you thought might make USC pull the plug. But Mike Bohn has come in as athletic director, invested in recruiting staff, put a good coaching staff around Clay Helton.
Yep.
So I don't need to like I'm not going to be upset if USC goes 10-2 this year, and that means we keep Clay Helton and we get a good recruiting class. Like that's good. I don't think Clay Helton is incapable of winning. I don't think he's a great coach. I think we would win probably in some cases in spite of him, or because of the surrounding pieces. But anyway, that just to address your point of like I'm not in just like cheer for us to lose to get rid of Clay Helton mode.
No, yeah, I hear you. No, that's true, especially just because what you said, the recruiting. That's been very encouraging this past year, and then the following year coming, they're setting off pretty well too. So I'm gonna say they go 9-3 though, and I think that'll be enough to save his job. There isn't a gimme on the schedule like we've mentioned, but I think that they're going to be clearly favored in man, the vast majority of the games, I'm not sure which ones at this point I would say they're dogs in. I guess I haven't literally taken it game by game, but is there a game maybe at Notre Dame at this point?
At Notre Dame, they're, as of right now, like a 3-point dog.
That seems like it might be it, huh?
But yeah, I mean, they play, I mean, at ASU, could be close, but yeah, maybe not.
So yeah, I'll stick with the 9-3 and say he lives to fight another year.
Yeah, this is like a coin flip for me, but I'm gonna say that he does survive as well. I think the schedule just sets up well for him. So I think 9-3 is a bit more likely than 8-4, and I said 9-3 is the number to save his job. The tough part is though, like if he does go 9-3, which of course it's not like USC fans would be happy with that, right? I mean, it would be fine, and it depends on how it happens. But so say they keep him, well, then he's only got 2 years left on his deal. It's not often that
you got to extend him. Yeah.
No, but we can't extend Clay Helton after going 9-3 this year. That would be horrible.
You could do a tag another year or two, but
maybe like a
give him a little Jim
toothless
Harbaugh
extension.
deal.
Yeah, the Jim Harbaugh type extension that really doesn't mean anything because that's something I would not be okay with as a USC fan. And 9-3 in year
like Scott
6
Frost
or whatever
too,
it is for Clay Helton.
Scott Frost gets like another year tagged on or something. It's just, that would be tough though. That'd be tough to extend after that.
It would, but anyway, all right, there you have it. We both say Clay Helton coming back in 2022.
Survives.
So look forward to that. That'll do it for this episode of the College Football Bros. Again, let us know in the comments how you think USC is going to do this year. If you're optimistic about the Trojans, give the video a thumbs up so that YouTube will show it to more people. We're trying to grow the channel, so we'd appreciate that. And we'll be back tomorrow discussing whether Mario Cristobal will survive 2021.
Yeah,
no,
sure.
No. Discussing Oregon's chances at the playoffs. So we'll see you tomorrow.
You've been watching the College Football Bros. Be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and in your podcast app for college football content all year round. For bonus episodes and access to our Discord chat, join our Patreon at patreon.com/collegefootballbros. Thanks for watching.